My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire. Dude, it's time to play the one of these days. Alright, let's see. It's too late to rest for me, I guess. God damn. I don't like any of these pods. Oh my god. You know what? I'm only going to take one elite this entire floor. I'm going to take the Precarious Shears, double remove strike, focus on taking early aggression. I've got one early elite that I have to deal with, and then I should be okay. I want the late question marks on this floor. Hopefully like a spoils map at the end of the map, maybe? Huh? No escape, poke, and snap. Give me snap. It's good if I'm an Aussie attack deck. It's good if I'm not an Aussie attack deck. I like Toric Toughness as Necrobinder. Okay, this one's going to be a remove it strike. I want this now to be Aussie attacks. Never have to draw that guilty again. Doesn't have to retain to defend. Beautiful. Snap keeps Toric Toughness, Unleash for a bunch of damage, and then Unleash finishes the fight. But we really fetch. Zero cost Aussie attack, we've got it, let's go. Rattle would be huge as well. Friendship, Automaton. Full aggro as a secondary defensive card makes sense. Yeah, let's take Friendship. Additional energy at the cost of literally nothing for our deck. And then I do like the idea of Grave Warden, but let's take Pull Aggro instead. Get more confidence with the consistency of summon HP. I'd also like a Drain Power. Were that on offer. This is our best turn to address this. Toric Toughness and Friendship. Full aggro, now we're doing decent defense and damage on that same turn. Keep Toric Toughness there, then... Perfect. Aggro. Unleash. Snap retains another strike. I mean, yeah, the enemy is like perfectly removing my full HP set pretty much every turn. But we're not bleeding that much, and we'll be reasonably capable of doing a bunch of damage next turn. Okay. I want flatten. I just want big damage. Poke. I'll take it. I want Rattle, Sick'em, Flatten. Sick'em most of all. Tough draw for the first turn here, but thankfully this is a tier 1 enemy pool fight, so we should still be okay. 3. I'm throwing the explosive potion. Alright. Pot of Ghouls. Dredge is pretty good with zero cost attacks. Alright, I'll take the right side, annoyingly. Gambling chip at the start of combat, discarding a number of cards and draw that money. Ugh. First turn, they're doing 25 damage here already. I don't have an AoE damage card. Right. This one's tough. That's not impactful enough. Okay, so I could get 4, that could be 11. I could get 17 damage out of a single target this turn, and then I pretty invariably afterwards die. So let's start drawing from Soul. Okay. Oh, this is a plan to take 14. But I do continue to live. I'm placing a very large premium on that. I've just got to set one of you to near lethal. Poke takes that backliner out, and then I only have to worry about myself. Huh. Alright. Deathbringer, no escape afterlife. You take Deathbringer literally just to have an AoE solution here. Can I please draw Deathbringer? Thank you for drawing Deathbringer. Ow. Got rid of our guilt, though. Right hand. I mean, I'm going to take Enfeebling Touch for safety. I'm going to rest early here for safety. I'm going to sneak up 2 lines. Sleight of Flesh. Yeah. It's a secondary source of damage I can put into this deck right now. The consistency of Ostie's attacks is just not going to be it, sadly. I think perhaps Catastrophe is also a good idea here now. And then Toric Toughness with Nimble is a lot of block. I really don't see myself surviving if I don't upgrade here. I need more value than I've gotten from this floor. I needed to get it somewhere, and this is where I'm trying to get it from. Let's use Thorns to take off more of the enemy's Slippery. Simply have to get Friendship out there. Sleight of Flesh, Toric Toughness. Catastrophize for a bit. Nice. And drop Deathbringer. And now we'll start getting some consistent block as well as stealing away the enemy, or rather stowing away extra summon, getting us safer and safer and safer as time goes on. Yeah, very glad I didn't take the rest. We'll snap to keep Toric Toughness. I would have done the same for Enfeebling Touch were it possible. Catastrophe exclusively plays one strike right now. Okay. GG. Yeah, Sleight of Flesh did a huge amount of damage in that fight for us. Devar Life, the new Eidolon, and Shared Fate. Shared Fate currently doesn't affect me negatively. I literally have one single strike in the deck that it debuffs. Also, it helps us account for our energy problems early on. Enchant all strikes in my deck. No, thank you. Remove 4 cards from my deck and then cycle it. That's also not particularly appealing to us. I'd like Seal of Gold for the additional energy. But then I should also try and make my fights a lot faster. I mean, it's not that I'm not trying to make my fights faster. But not having the shops to be able to rely on to buy the additional cards that I'm looking for, like Rattle and Sikkim, etc. That's tough. Removing 4 more cards from the deck, I mean, it's defend, 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 strike. But then I'm definitely defense light. I mean, I'm already defense light. I should solve that. Maybe it is Big Hug. Okay. Yeah, I was looking for something immediately impactful here. Let's Shared Fate. Enfeebling Touch. Actually, I get, yeah, additional health saved out of you using Deathbringer that turn. Nice. Catastrophe plays both of our powers out there for us. Thanks, bud. It's actually about as good as that could have gone. I will snap to keep pull aggro for the following turn, because I've still got to have a plan to deal with the 24 incoming. Oh boy. Nine to the body. Come on, Catastrophe. That'll do it. Countdown for 9 Doom a turn. I don't think it's important enough to take here. Let's get Pass. Definitely need additional draw in this deck. Not necessarily right now, but in the long term, definitely. Sick. I loved seeing Toric Toughness and Friendship played from that. Should I? Yeah, I'll dredge back. Couple cards here. Sleight of Flesh Deathbringer, and that'll do it. I'm happy to take another fetch. Doesn't have a negative impact on the deck and certainly has a huge positive impact when I get any of the things that care about how many times I make Osty attack, goddammit. Got 2 powers in this deck, and I'd love to do some AoE every time I use 1 power. I think I'm beyond flat, and I'm looking for the uncommon Osty attacks at this point, so give me, Chosen Cheese for some max HP gain. I'll just cycle this whole hand. I don't have the ability to spend time with no defense. Sadly, best I could do that turn. Oh boy. That's not good. That draw pile bodes badly. Toric Toughness, and I still haven't got Friendship out, so I wasn't able to play another one. At least I'm blocking, you know, half of the damage each turn already. That's nice. Top of the next turn, I block the full incoming attack. Okay, I now still can't actually debuff the front line. So much days. Snap to keep Toric Toughness in the future. Play it here. And finish this fight, please. Alright, Catastrophe plays 2 cards from the top of the deck, but one of the cards generates a new draw pile, so it still has another card to play. And GG. I'll definitely take the upgraded Defy. Yes. I want that so damn bad. I also definitely don't want to fight the Elite here. This is a sneak around the Elite kind of situation. Ironclad Regent Defects. I'm not thrilled about any of these. Who's good at applying a bunch of debuffs for cheap? Regent and Defect of you two? Alright, let's just look at Defects. Cold Snap's not bad. I mean, you know, obviously if Meteor Strike ever gets played in this deck, it's ridiculous. But if it never gets played, it's the worst card possible. Machine Learning versus Orb. Unless I'm actually going to be using those Orb slots, not Orb, I will take White Noise. And let's go Machine Learning, it's worth it. Yeah, both of those are definitely good pickups. Sikkim is right there, annoyingly. I want to remove Decay, but... There's Sikkim. I asked for it too many times to spurn it when it turns up. I should keep Shed Fate. Still really good. Friendship. Defy and... I want to snap to keep Catastrophe. Sick'em Fetch. Unleash. White Noise. Ooh, Friendship. And Enfeebling Touch after all that. I knew the Enfeebling Touch was going to be in that hand, so we were ready for it. Okay, Catastrophe mainly plays Heat from this top deck right now, so let's let it. Nice. Sick'em, fetch. Poke, unleash, and... Enemy's already weakened. Do I defy again? Project that weaken into the next turn? I think so. Perfect. Getting through that fight without dying as Necrobinder is always always a bit tense. Let's get a single Dirge in this deck. Always happy to have a copy of it. I want White Noise to be instantly playable when I see it. Ooh, Calcify, nice. $19 from the back line. Oof. Sadly, the Catastrophe doesn't see fit to solve it. Not our best fight either. I'm happy to take a single spur. God, I definitely can't take that elite. I was kind of hoping I might have had the opportunity before that fight. Sick'em. Fetch. Do I Slide of Flesh, Shed, Fate the backline, or do I think I Toric Toughness. Yeah, preemptive block for following turns is really good here. Snap to keep that poke in hand. Bodyguard, let the rest die. Start with Catastrophe. Nice. We got Slide of Flesh out. That was huge. That card obtain to. Pretty much any attacks now kill the frontliner because they all debuff. Flatten. Ugh. Only because that one's upgraded. I'll take it. I'll rest in preempt here. I like that Toric Toughness, but it's not going to do anything for us. I think I need to use this first turn to dig as deep in the deck as I can. Sick and Fetch. White Noise. Countdown Slide of Flesh. Alright. Tough. It was either that or it was hit the pass and wait to draw into Friendship, ideally. But I think that's way too long of a bow to draw. Frantic Escape. Dirge. And Frantic Escape from the draw pile. Eh, not bad. Could have been worse. Snap to retain that. Bodyguard. Ugh. That wouldn't have changed anything, I guess. 29 incoming this turn, unfortunately. Poke. And I'll dredge back Defy. Fetch Flatten. Okay. I'm going to use Double Duplicator to get 2 copies of Friendship out here. I need way more energy than I have access to right now in order to be able to get through this fight. I need, like, a domain after this fight as well, I think. It's nice to play those Frantic Escapes from top deck, I guess. We have more than effectively escaped at this point. Now I need to kill. Damn, that's close to a kill. Literally 1 HP off. That'll do it. Catastrophe's doing real well. It saved us so much energy. There's the domain I was asking for. It saved us so much energy in that fight. Draw 3 additional cards at the top of each turn. That got buffed. It used to be 2 additional cards at the top of each turn. Domain and Machine Learning would both still draw, so I'd have a full 10 per hands. That said, I wouldn't have the energy to play them. Remove 3 cards from the deck out of Folly. No. Create an ethereal copy of the first attack you play each turn. If nothing else, that'll give us the ability to play additional copies of Fetch for additional draw, additional copies of Sikkim. Oof. I need ways to generate energy. Yeah, like, I can't do anything with this opening hand. Okay. Defy and Enfeebling. And now I'm already not dealing with damage direct to myself. Prevent any direct damage, so I don't have to lose any HP yet. The additional ethereal copy I need to make use of the fact that the additional copy is ethereal in some way. Anyway, I didn't... That turn didn't... I didn't correctly, so... Let's solve the rest of it with the attack potion. Calcify is a good way to add damage to this deck. One of the only good ways to add damage to this deck at the moment. Ultimate Defend and Fetch both still feel like really appropriate tools for this deck. Ultimate Defend, just a single large individual defend card. Let's get rid of the Decay and take the Fetch. I want the dupe. We're almost only duping good cards. Like, we're not getting, you know, like, 10 more starter cards in the deck, like sometimes you get on that event. Clumsy, 10 block on turn 1, that's huge. Perfect. Age Storm, Friendship, and Torque Toughness to set up defense. Then... Show me Catastrophe. Calcify, Spur, Unleash. Not what I was hoping for, but that's okay. I'll drop Sleight of Flesh at the cost of 1 HP this turn. That'll trigger our Centennial Puzzle, drawing additional cards. Double Domain, unfortunately, not going to be able to play those here. Necromastery, I can, though. Okay, let's Catastrophe. See what it can do. Pretty cool stuff. Didn't have a way to deal with bad luck in that hand, did I? No. Exhausting a card from the draw pile with cleanse is huge. I can hit, as much as I desperately want that delay. Delay sounds great for me. Being able to destroy bad luck before I draw it, it's more important, I think. Do something every time I exhaust a card, because I'm not cycling this deck commonly, so it's not important. Every 3 turns, gain an energy from the Happy Flower. Very happy to see that. Fetch is one of the freer cards for you to take at this point, actually. I'll randomize it once. You can't have Torque Toughness. There you go. Enfeebling Touch. I should let you take that Fetch, by the way. Let's rest in anticipation of the upcoming Elite. Possibly Elites. Really depends. Okay, I'm going to Deathbringer and Friendship on the first turn because I really have to. Never mind, I'm going to double Friendship on the first turn. We can dredge back. Fetch, fetch, flatten. Ugh. Sleight of Flesh on the field. There goes bad luck, but unfortunately, it still triggers. Cleanse, you're too late. I've already seen the bad luck. Yeah, I don't think I'm taking the additional elite fight after this, by the way. Just in case you're wondering. No. Gremlin Horn whenever I defeat an energy and draw a card. Cool. Hey, a domain on turn 1. We haven't seen those. That could be fun. Domain and machine learning. Oh, look at all the additional draw and energy. Oh my god. Alright, let's start with a Catastrophe. Lovely, and another Catastrophe. Sleight of Flesh, Sick'em. And then I dredge back all of my zero-cost Osty attacks. Fetch. And flatten. All of those giving us just casual Osty summon whilst we go for additional survivability. I really want to kill this turn, so I'll dupe Unleash. Sick'em, flatten, poke. Unleash. Killing before the bad luck goes off there was really good. Soulstorm. A single Soulstorm would steal a couple of souls. I feel like Page Storm is more likely to be useful for us. I'm not taking the elite. Oh, I care so much about playing cards, though. About playing powers, sorry. Which this guy punishes. Great, a Reaper form that I literally can't use there. Sucks. Let's dredge back a Toric Toughness. Get myself some block that I can actually use. God damn. Thank you for showing me Reaper form 2 times here. I can afford to play one of them. And then the bad luck does 13 damage to us. I'm very glad I drafted this cleanse, because it's, well, I mean, you can't say it hasn't been helpful for us. That is exactly how the Catastrophe should have gone there. Literally just played power, killed me. I even considered that before playing the Catastrophe, whether or not that was going to be possible. Yeah, absolutely it was. I do want to tell you, by the position we were already in here, resting here to get back to like 30 HP before heading into the Eon Glass fight, not a single chance we get through that combat, unfortunately. Especially because of both bad luck and withers. I'd be routinely overfilling hands and not capable of generating the energy consistently to be able to use enough of that hand to then get any value. Like, realistically, to win a fight like that, I would need Domain Friendship Defends on the early turn, then Domain Friendship again, and then to start going from there. Was bad luck the real bad proposition? I felt like bad luck and duping the deck was the solution to us not having enough energy. courtesy of giving us a second copy of both Friendship and Domain. So I felt like it was, and also the fact that it wasn't duping bad cards, like it was duping, the worst case scenario is a lot of cards that I'd already opted to take into this deck. It made the deck less consistent, but the thing is the deck was already pretty consistent at doing not much. It effectively had to spend health in every fight to get past. 14, then another 36 there. Slime Berserker, that was a pretty good fight, actually. I feel like it was trying to do too many things. Like, the Osty attack sub-theme, the Sikkim turns up, I think, just too late. And, like, maybe one time I got enough value out of the Sikkims to justify having used them at all. So I think I should have been avoiding that and then using the Osty sub-theme that I'd already built, which is obviously, the Snap Poke, the Fetch that I'd already taken. Using those to try and set up other impacts. They took value from Catastrophe. So while Catastrophe was pretty good for us, because sometimes it played really good cards, sometimes it played really bad cards. And the zero costs were not very good targets for it. When the deck was super thin, Catastrophe was relatively good. When it got thicker, it started losing a lot of value because it wasn't really consistent on hitting any specific things. And of course, it's worth noting, Bad Luck domed us like constantly through the run. Alas. I do think one of the big problems there as well was Music Box is not giving us a huge amount of value here, but neither would Preserve Fog nor Fiddle have done. I'm not sure where I was supposed to take the off-ramp there, but I'm certain there was one. For the moment, though, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2, top left. This is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. I report the thank tier. And special thanks this episode to Moloko. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.